What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So today we're going to take a look and a listen to Nikki Haley. She's going to be talking about Social Security and reforming Social Security, but she's going to be attacking former President Trump for not wanting to do something about Social Security. But I want to dive deep into this because you'll hear lawmakers, you'll hear people running for office. They'll say, yes, we need to reform Social Security, and I want to reform Social Security. But what really do they want to do when it comes to reforming Social Security? That's what's important, and that's what I want to focus on in this video. But first off, if you guys can do me a favor, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell notification, and then click all. By clicking all, you'll get notified anytime we post a video. We do daily videos here, so by clicking the bell notification, clicking all, you should be getting updated every day. And just a reminder, thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter and Threads, you can at the TEC Show Live. Okay, so we did a live stream last night, and we had a lot of people show up, so thank you guys all for showing up to the live stream. If you want to catch that live stream, I'll have a link in the comment section. It'll be pinned at the very top. And every Thursday, we'll be doing live streams. Right now, I'm going to do it at 7 p.m., but I think I might move the time a little bit earlier because I have had some people say that it's a little too late for them on the East Coast. So 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time here in California means what? 10 o'clock on the East Coast. So that is a little late. So we might move it forward maybe 4 or 5 o'clock. I haven't decided yet. But as of right now, it's going to be 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for our next live stream on Thursday. Okay, let's go ahead. I want to take a look and a listen to Nikki Haley. She's on the campaign trail. She's talking about former President Trump, and she's talking about a few things, and she mentioned Social Security. So let's take a listen. Here we go.
It's not America first to withdraw from the world. It's not America first to praise dictators who want to kill Americans. It's not America first to bankrupt Social Security by doing nothing to fix it. And in fact, it's America last to keep losing one election after another to the socialist left. That's what we get with Donald Trump. I'm running for president to restore a country that's strong and proud. That is why I will stay in the race after South Carolina votes. And to my beloved fellow South Carolinians, I ask that you stand with me.
Okay, so that was a quick clip of Nikki Haley talking about, she's talking about a variety of different things, but she did talk about Social Security. Now, I want to hone in on what she was saying. So she's saying that that former President Trump doesn't want to do anything when it comes to Social Security. And that part is actually true. Former President Trump has said that he doesn't want to cut Social Security, and he has not put forward a plan to reform Social Security. And so what she's saying there is correct. However, she's talking about the fact that she wants to reform Social Security. But what does she want to do to reform Social Security? Now, she hasn't given us a complete proposal. However, she has put forward some of the things that she wants to do to reform Social Security. One of those things is raise the full retirement age. She hasn't told us how old, but she's saying we need to raise this full retirement age. Now, she's indicated, and this was earlier, I don't know if she's still saying this, but she said that we need to raise it from 65. It's already been raised from 65. Now you can't retire until you're 66 or 67 if you want to receive your full retirement benefits. So by her saying 65, she's out of touch already when it comes to raising of the full retirement age. It would be fine. It's actually one of those situations where you should say, okay, yeah, let's raise the full retirement age to 67. How do you feel about that? And then maybe she'll say, yeah, that sounds good. And then they'll break the news to her that, it's already raised to 67. So that's what she's talking about, raising the full retirement age. So we're probably going to be looking at raising it to 69 or 70. She hasn't given us that information. She hasn't been concrete on that. She's also indicated that people in their 20s, they're going to make some changes to Social Security, and it will impact people in their 20s. She hasn't been clear about what those changes would be. She's also said when it comes to the cost of living adjustment, it needs to reflect inflation. But guess what? The cost of living adjustment already reflects inflation. So I don't know where she's going with that because they already do that. And so some of these lawmakers and some of these people running for office, they have no idea how the system works. They have no idea. And they're just out there just winging it, saying, yeah, we should do this and we should do that and we should do this. And they don't have a clue as how things are, some of these things that they're talking about, they're already implemented. Two of the things that she's talking about are already being implemented now. And so why are you saying these things? You should know this already. How are you going to help me, and how are you going to help Social Security if you don't even know what problems that Social Security is having right now? So it's very, very interesting to hear her talk about this stuff. And she said it time and time again. Now, she said, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to cut Social Security. That is a cut to Social Security if you're talking about raising the full retirement age. Plain and simple. For every year, it's 7%. It's a 7% cut. So if you want to raise it to 70, that's a 21% cut across the board. So although she's criticizing former President Trump for not wanting to do anything, and if you don't do anything in 10 years, you're going to see a 23% cut, but she's talking about making cuts of her own by raising the full retirement age. So you see how that doesn't add up? It doesn't work. And so it's a shame, but you need to know some of these people who are running for office, they don't have a clue when it comes to Social Security and a lot of other issues. They don't have a clue. And then two, they're talking about reforming Social Security, but they want to cut Social Security to reform it. You have lawmakers right now that are talking about expanding Social Security, providing an increase for Social Security. And those are the people that we really want in office. But then you have some other lawmakers who are saying, let's reform Social Security. But guess what? We're going to have to make some cuts to Social Security in order to do that. And so that's why you need to listen to everything that they say. Now, she's tried to backpedal and say, no, I'm not for cuts for Social Security and this and that. But when you look at the numbers and when you listen to what she's saying, those are cuts to Social Security. And that's what she's focused on. That's what she's talking about. She hasn't given us anything else. Those are the only things that she's given us so far. So we don't know what else she wants to do. She might have some more cuts, because the reality is raising the full retirement age. And I say this over and over again because I want you guys to understand this. Raising the full retirement age is not enough to reform Social Security. If you want to prolong the program, if you want to take care of the trust fund, you're going to have to do more than raising the full retirement age. And that's all she's talked about. And when you talk about COLA, having COLA reflect inflation, it's already doing that. So that's not going to make any changes. And then people in their 20s are going to there are going to be some changes for them. She hasn't indicated what those changes would be. So she's not really talking about reforming Social Security. Although she's criticizing former President Trump for not talking about reforming Social Security, the things that she's bringing to the table are not going to reform Social Security. And so the reality when it comes to Social Security, there's really only one way to reform Social Security, and that's going to have to be increasing the payroll contribution across the board. That's what they're going to have to do. Okay, so if it's either on the wealthy, they can do that, or raise it across the board for everyone who is currently working. Their payroll contribution goes up 1% or 2%. That's what they have to do. But we don't have enough leaders out there right now, lawmakers and people running for office, to stand up and say, this is what we have to do. We have to raise a payroll contribution. You have people like Representative Larson, you have Senator Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren. You have some of these lawmakers that have said, look, we need to raise the cap. We need to raise that payroll contribution on people who are making $168,000 or more. Some people are saying people who are making $400,000 or more, we need to raise the payroll contribution for them. So they need to start paying into the payroll contribution again. But a lot of lawmakers are not saying that. They don't want to talk about raising the payroll contribution because that is a tax in their mind. And if you're taxing people, guess what? That's political suicide for a lot of these people. And so I want to know what you guys think about this whole situation. But when it comes to Nikki Haley, she's criticizing former President Trump for not wanting to do anything with Social Security reform. But the reforms that she wants to do are not going to reform Social Security. It's just going to provide cuts. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.
This Congress can't pass gas, and he needs to run against a do-nothing Congress. And I think that can give them some traction that he did not have before. But, you know, maybe they could get Rudy Giuliani to be Speaker. We know he can pass gas for sure. But this was almost comical.